Live from Charleston, South Carolina, it's match day as the Charleston Battery gets set to host New York Red Bulls 2 at MUSC Health Stadium for tonight's USL match. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth. My name's Poppy Miller. I'll be your host. Alongside me, Derek Broadley. Derek, this is a big match. The Battery have been incredible at home so far this season, having only lost one match. But Red Bulls 2, a big test tonight. They're the most offensive team in the league with 54 goals on the season. However, still searching for their first win on the road. There's been a lot of changes to John Wolniak's side throughout the season, but one of the mainstays, it's been Andrew Tanari.
Yeah, Andrew Tanari's a very good attacking midfield player who's starting to score lots of goals. He works very well both sides of the ball, but it's in the final third where he's getting all his recognition this year. And he's definitely one that the home team tonight's going to have to really work to look and try and keep under control.
He really is the workhorse in the middle of the park. All 7 of his goals have come from inside the box this season, so the Battery will have to keep their eye on that tonight. For the home side, though, looking for his 11th clean sheet tonight, it's Joe Kuzminski.
Yeah, Joe Kuzminski's having a fantastic season. He's come in, he's established himself in the squad, he's commanded his back three. His presence now is evident in every game. He makes great saves, and you know, he's one that's definitely going to be very hard to beat tonight.
6'4". He started 18 of the 18 games that he's played on, and like you said, has been absolutely phenomenal this season. Well, I caught up with Charleston Battery head coach Mike Anhauser earlier this week to preview tonight's match.
They're going to run and they're going to do things, and we've got to be prepared for that. And I think we've done a great job. We'll keep it going in our crossing tomorrow and get them going on, you know, just reactions of defending and having to counterattack and get back on transition, just things like that. And I think we're going to be fine. But we do need to score goals. We know that, and that's going to be a big part of it.
Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium for tonight's USL match. Well, it's a beautiful day for a football match. Clear skies and a beautiful 84 degrees here in Charleston, South Carolina. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Broadley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match, wherever you are. Well, we are just minutes away from kickoff, so while we have a second, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Banner. Well, it looks like we're having a bit of the issue with the graphics, so I'll read it out for you. For Red Bulls 2, well, 2 changes to the team that played midweek against North Carolina FC. Evan Lauro makes his 20th starting goal tonight. Across the back line, Storfer, Endam, Akwi and Cutler. Echeverria and Lima will anchor the midfield with Tanari sitting just in front. Stroud on the left, Aguinaga on the right, and the lone striker tonight, Anatol Abong. Well, for Mike Anhauser's side, Joe Kosminski starts between the sticks. He'll look for his 11th clean sheet tonight. The three-man back line, Neville Hackshaw, Captain Taylor Mueller and Leland Archer. Angelo Kelly and Tar Brian Anunga, the duo in the middle for tonight. Bolt on the left, Rittmeyer on the right, and the force up top tonight is Kotaro Higashi, Atulagera and Patrick Okonkwo. Well, Derek, we mentioned in the pre-game what a high-scoring team the Red Bulls 2 are. Well, they took all 3 points from the first meeting this season with a 5-2 win at Red Bull Arena. But can the Battery use their experience tonight with the oldest player for Red Bulls 2 being just 23 years old?
Yeah, this is going to be a real terrific game tonight. The one thing that these professional players from the Battery will really want to do is avenge that result. Doesn't matter what the score is. They just want to avenge that. That result actually sparked them off on what has been an unbelievable run. It came completely out the blue, and it's probably the first time they've let in multiple goals of that level in one game. So they'll definitely have a special spring in their step tonight to try and put that right. And the fact they're playing against a young team, they'll want to use their experience of playing at home on this lovely facility and in what is a great atmosphere now, and the temperature's starting to cool down. I think we're in for an exciting game tonight.
The man in the middle for tonight's match is Matt Franz. And the Battery, of course, in the traditional home kit, black and yellow stripes, going from right to left on your screen. Red Bulls 2 in the white top, red shorts and white socks. Neville Hackshaw on this near side to get us back underway with the long throw up to Atulagera. Mike Anhauser's leading goal scorer with 12 goals on the season so far. And he really will be one to watch tonight, Derek. Yeah, no,
he's been in great form, hasn't he? And, he's a potent striker. He likes to get the ball on the edge of the box. He likes to link the game up. When he's not involved in the game, he goes hunting it. And I'm sure that's something that's been spoken about. But as I said, tonight it's going to be a really good game. I mean, Red Bulls use a lot of their young players in these games, and it's valuable experience for them. And the Battery's got a very experienced team, specifically this age group, and it's going to be a great game.
That was almost a chance. It was Captain Taylor Mueller to step in the path of the ball. Jay Bolt to bring the Battery out, chips the ball forward. And Atulagera just having a couple of words back and forth there. He was looking for the run across, but on the near side, Cutler just lays one back to Endam. Endam, just 19 years old, the Cameroonian international. Really has been a mainstay on the back line for John Walneck this season. Leland Archer dispossessed on the far side. Could this be a chance for Red Bulls 2? Into the box, gets the cross away, but no worries for goalkeeper Joe Kosminski. You can see the sun is shining down just in Kosminski's eyes as we are underway from MUSC Health Stadium. And again, thank you for joining us for tonight's match, wherever you are.
Yeah, that was a bit loose there by Leyland in the first couple of minutes when he's come into the side tonight. He wants to have a good start. He wants to get a run in the team. He's a very positive player. He just needs to have that little bit of quality right from the start. And I think, as a young player, he needs to get his first couple of touches in. Here he goes again.
It's Jared Stroud on his heels that's just won the throw, and he leads the Red Bulls 2 in assists with 9 on the season so far. So keep your eye on him tonight. It's Tanari to keep it in. Lays one back to Stroud. Now to the top of the box. Worked nicely. It's Cutler. Dinks one back across. Tanari on the chase again, and this time it will be Rittmeyer to shield it out. But one thing's about the Red Bulls too, they like to switch the angle of the play, and they do it very fast and very effectively.
Yeah, they've got loads of energy. They've got lots of young, youthful players who are going to run around. They're all trying to forge an impression onto the first team, so it's a completely different dynamic to what the Battery has. And as I said, their enthusiasm, what these professional older players need to do is really curb that enthusiasm, get into a rhythm, start playing the game, dictate how the game's going to go, and play from there.
Red Bulls 2 played on Tuesday against North Carolina FC. It was a 2-2 draw. Previous to that, they hadn't had a match for 10 days. Here they come on the attack again. This time it's Anunga. The ball falls to the top of the box. The strike is off, but wide of the target.
And you have to say they've settled into their rhythm, haven't they, Red Bulls? You know, they've had all the attacks so far. The battery is still coming to terms, you know, of playing together. So, you know, they haven't really got into the game yet. I think they just need a little spell of possession. You know, we've seen it in the past. They like to roll it round the back, but they're getting pressed right now. So hopefully they can get a foothold in this game and start to show the crowd what they're all about.
Very typical of the battery to not have the possession in their favour, but to hit on the counter-attack. Very similar for Red Bulls too, so we've got quite the game on our hands tonight, especially with Mike Anhauser's three-man back line, which has found them all the success this season. Yeah,
no, for sure. They've definitely done that. You know, this back three has been a big feature of their game, big feature of their play. They've got three big players that can all defend and they can all play. So they start the attack from way back down there.
And here with the free kick. He's going to get us back underway. Dinks one into the box. Gets around Hackshaw and gets the volley off, but couldn't quite get over that one.
Right. Again, you know, the home team hasn't really got going yet. You know, the you know, New York Red Bulls, they're definitely on top. You know, the game's only 5 minutes old, but they've set their tone out straight away. You can see why the game was very open in the first one. You know, the 5-2 result. And as I said, right now, you have to say that the battery are under pressure, even though it's this early in the game. They really haven't got into grips with this game right now.
Cutler making his 17th start tonight, one of the oldest on the team at just 23 years old. Had a great season for them last year, and you can see Tanari getting on the end of those crosses already. He sits just in front of the holding midfield, but he likes to get into the attack. We mentioned him in the pre-game. He'll wear the captain's armband tonight, and that was a great chance, Derek.
Yeah, it's exactly what we spoke about him, isn't it? He arrives late into the box, he ghosts in. You know, if it had been level with a goal, he probably would have scored there. You know, it's very hard to pick up, and as I said, it's just not a great start right now for the battery. And I'm saying Mike Anheuser's up at his feet already. He's getting into the lads and getting into people. So.
Again, Cutler to take steps forward. He'll join the attack tonight as well. It was Red Bulls 2, of course, who knocked the battery out of playoff contentions last season in the first round of playoffs here at MUSC Health Stadium with a 4-0 win. It was Red Bulls 2 who crept into the playoff position, the battery finishing second overall in the season. And Red Bulls 2 will have some confidence heading in to MUSC Health Stadium with that result in their back pocket.
Yeah, and I think, you know, in all levels of football, some teams have their bogey teams, and maybe, you know, for the battery, this is one they've got to clear the ghost. They've got to get it out of there. For some reason, you know, they are a big club in the scheme of soccer, and you know, they've just got to come to terms with that. As I said, right now, you know, the youthful enthusiasm in this team is on top. Look at how many players around the ball now. Look, they all want a piece of it. So, you know, the battery's got to curb that. They've got to get a foot in the game. So look at this free kick. Yeah, he's just tackled from the wrong side. Referee's right there. It's a foul. And, you know, this is a very, very encouraging position for New York Red Bulls. Lima's on it. There's a couple on it here.
Like you said, they're all crowding around it, making it difficult to see who's going to be the one to line up. And makes his way into the box. And it looks like it is going to be Lima to take it, or at least one of the options to do so.
And this is from this side, it's normally traditionally a right footer, but that left foot there just makes the goalkeeper second guess himself. Here we go.
Well, it's a good strike, just over the bar. No worries for Kuzminski there. No, but Mike Anhauser not taking any chances, pulling everybody back behind the ball to help defend.
Yeah, there was a time, wasn't there, when the battery this season, they were struggling from set pieces, and, you know, they've definitely done some work and sorted that out. And as I said, this is the first time they've really been pressed for a while. And as I said, they've just struggled to get going. And I think what they need to do is they need to actually really get on the front foot. They need to play a little bit longer, miss out the midfield bit, and see if we can get these front three working. Because, again, that's another big feature of the game. Getting the front three pressing rather than dropping off and just conceding space.
It's a good ball up to the top. Taylor Mueller on the chase. Aguinaga is there. Can he find the path through for the cross? It's into the top of the box. Stroud, this time out by Anunga. Higashi works it up with Guerra. The pressure is still on from Red Bulls too. Anunga looking for Higashi. And now again, Cutler to bring us back underway on this near side. Akwi gets his first touches on the ball. Stauffer on the far side, goes into the middle. Echeverria putting the pressure on the Atlanta United loanee Patrick Okonkwo. Here comes Nico Rittmeyer. Got great pace with the ball at his feet. Drops it into the middle, looking for Kelly. And now could this be an opportunity for a counter-attack? Out far on the far side. Leland Archer lays it back to Joe Kosminski, and it's a good clearance out the back. Recycled this time, Mueller to Rittmeyer. Atula Guerra on Endam's toes. He comes out on top and he play it out of the back line.
Yeah, Atula there just gives up there. That's very frustrating when you see that from a player. He gets there, he gets into a great position, and then he just, because he doesn't get his own way, he sort of stops, looks at the linesman. He's one of those players where he can drive you mad at one, and then all of a sudden he'll pop up and score a great goal, and then you forget all about it.
Cutler takes a touch inside Higashi. Can he pick the path through? Abong makes his second start this season for Red Bulls 2. He's still looking for his match fitness. He's had a spell with the MLS side in 2015, 25 appearances for him. Bearing in mind, he is just 22 years old, the Cameroonian international. In 2016, he appeared for Red Bulls 2 and scored 8 goals in 14 appearances. He's just come back off loan from overseas with teams in Denmark, Finland and Romania. And he'll just be looking to get the match fitness and to just really gel with the team after just arriving back 3 weeks ago. You can see here Leland Archer and Jared Stroud on the far side. And now it's Red Bulls 2 on the attack. Kelly across to Bolt. Into the middle. Tarbrian Anunga picks the path of Higashi. He is going to be offside though, but a great ball through.
Yeah, no, as I said, the way to relieve pressure when you're under pressure is to try and play a little bit longer, go over the top, force the other team back, squeeze up, and the game's not the greatest when it's like that. It's not good for the purist, but what it does is it settles the game down. And right now, the Battery definitely need to adopt a slightly different tactic. Their line of confrontation is very deep right now, and it's inviting that pressure on from the New York Red Bulls 2 team.
Again, Cutler takes the opportunity for the throw. 1 goal and 1 assist in 2017. This year he's already got 2 goals and 1 assist. Keep your eye on him tonight. Tanari, we mentioned him, he'll be all over the park. Really is the workhorse in the middle of the field. Hackshaw looking for the clearance, takes a deflection, but it'll be the Battery with the throw.
And what they haven't done is the front three really haven't got into the game yet. And, you know, all the games that we've seen previously, they've been the workhorse, they've been the sort of springboard for how their performance develops. And right now, they just haven't had a chance to get hold of the ball and to develop anything.
A good ball through by Tanari. This time it's Kelly to step in the path. Can Atula Guerra get his head on this one? Lima in the middle of the park. Tanari takes his space. It's a good through ball. Aguinaga with the negative ball back into the box. Away by Mueller. And this time Higashi to clear. Atula Guerra's found the path round Endam. He's got Patrick Okonkwo with him. Can he find Okonkwo? Well, it was just almost fell at his feet. And great defending on the far side by Stauffer, who takes a touch. And that'll be a corner for the home side.
And that's what we were saying about Guerra earlier, weren't we? You know, he drifts in that game, he moans. All of a sudden, I'm sure he does it to do it. And it's a great ball across, look, and great defending there. Patrick Okonkwo's made the correct run, and now they've got a corner kick, and they'll see if they can develop it from here.
Well, that was almost absolutely perfect from Guerra. I think it was actually Akwi that got the touch on it. It's going to be a Tula Garrett to track across to take this corner. I think this is the first corner we've seen him take all season. Normally it's Gordon Wild over the dead ball. He goes short this time, receives the 1-2. Can they find a path into the box? This time it will be a throw. Captain Taylor Mueller just tracking back into defence. We know Mike Anhauser likes to put his big, tall fullbacks into the mix.
I'm very surprised that the battery there did that short corner. They, you know, if you're a central defender and you go all the way 80 yards up the field, you want that ball in the box. You don't want them playing short, and then you've gone all that way for nothing. So that's surprising. Obviously, something they've worked on, and maybe it's a little ploy that will benefit them later on. But as I said, get it in the box.
This could be a chance. It's Kotaro Higashi into the box, forced to clear from Endam. And Nunga is there with the second ball, and Tanari lays it off into the middle of the park. Here comes Red Bulls 2. Joe Kuzminski tracking across, but forced to play it on the far side. And that's just what we're talking about, just that energy from really showing the youth.
Yeah, no, as I said, you're always going to get enthusiasm from young players. And, you know, what's worse is if they start growing in confidence and thinking, you know what, we can play here, we can take hold of the game. And, you know, they've all got technical ability. That's why they're in this position. They're given this chance. You know, they're all looking for a place in the first team in the MLS. And they see this as a big stepping stone.
It was a bong that forced Kuzminski to take it. And that's something you often bring up, Derek. Just the work rate of the strikers really is the first line of defence.
Yeah, and you know, for the first time, I think, you know, this is the first team I've seen that they've done exactly what the Battery are used to doing. You know, their front three are working extremely hard to stop the Battery plan. They've obviously done their homework. They've seen how they like to develop the game. And for the first time, the Battery looked rushed and a little bit out of sync. But again, I do expect pro players to work that out, and I think there'll be a change. The Battery will have a spell at some point. The good thing for the Battery is now, when they're having all this possession, you know, they haven't got a goal. You've just got to make sure, you know, some teams are going to have possession.
Hackshaw for Bolt. Tests him, but he keeps it in. And again, you can just see Endam not giving a Okonkwo an inch of space. Quickly taken by Bolt. Can Garrett make Akwi play it? Loro, one of his first touches on the ball tonight. Manga turns in the middle of the park.
Yeah, Katoro there could put pressure on, and you know, the goalie kicked it straight back to the Battery. So you can see that it does work if they get into those good positions.
Aguinaga takes his space. Tanari and Stroud up top making their runs. A bong is in the box. Can Stroud get the delivery there? Away by the first man, Hackshaw. Recycled by Endam. Making his way up the field again, really pressing down these flanks. John Wolniak up off his bench below us, just dishing out some instruction. He's been with the team since the very beginning. They won the USL Cup in 2016, made it to the Eastern Conference semi-final last year. And he is a Metro star, former player, an MLS veteran. Here comes Tanari in the box, gets the ball across. And that one runs straight through. Can't tell exactly if that took a deflection. Looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Kuzminski.
Yeah, great play again, wasn't it? Look, it's a very dangerous ball across the box. You know, you see the defenders trying to pull out or touching it just in case they knock it in their own goal. But again, another example of them getting into great areas and putting balls across. So the warning signs are there for the Battery right now.
Well, if you're wondering why the Charleston Battery are wearing their red armbands, it's for their teammate Victor Mansoret, whose mum and uncle were in a very, very tragic car accident. And he is there in Ghana with them now, so we're sending all prayers over to them. And of course, the Battery marking their respect for his family. There's Patrick Okonkwo that's down. Bobby Weisenberger of MUSC up and off the bench below us, always taking fantastic care of the players. Captain Taylor Mueller just dishing out some instruction to the midfield. Cross by Endam. Storfer on the far side. Launches one up. Aguinaga. Good pressure by Bolt. The Trinidad and Tobago Neville Hackshort to get us back underway. He started all but one game that is missed on international duty for Mike Anhauser this season. Angelo Kelly through the middle of the park. Can he pick a pass out to the strikers? He goes out wide to Rittmeyer. Guerra leaves it for him. There is numbers in the box. To Guerra at the top of the box. He gets the strike away just over the crossbar.
And that's where Tula Guerra really is good, isn't he? That's where he does his work. And he actually stopped running for that ball because he would have been offside. And it was a great little pullback there by Rittmeyer. And here he's on his left, slightly weaker foot, but still a good strike. It's a good effort. He'd like to, make the keeper make a save, but a very good chance there. Much positive sign there from the battery.
Aguinaga through to Tenari at the other end of the field. Across to Aguinaga again. Kosminski spills it, but nobody with the follow-up. And the battery are safe, but like we said, they're end-to-end stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a good open game, probably too open for the two coaches. I'm sure coaches don't like it as open as this. And looking at how the game went, early on in the season, 7 goals, it seems like they've just picked up from there, really.
Nunga working hard in the middle of the field, but outnumbered. Through to Tenari, a bong at the top. Back into the middle at Stroud. Echeverria through to Tenari. Can he invite Storfer forward? Away by Kosminski.
Great defending there. If you're a young player there, watch the defending there by Rittmeyer there. He's tracked his player, got inside him, got his body there, and was calm enough to play it back to his goalkeeper, who just put it into safety. Great defending there.
Storfer again to get us back underway, looking for a bong up top. Safety in numbers from the battery as they can win the throw. Fans, let me remind you that Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportsamerica.com and receive free shipping on orders over $50. Higashi to bring down the aerial ball. It's a good ball through from Guerra. Jay Bolt takes his space, finds him again. Can Guerra slot one home? It's in! The King of Charleston breaks the scoring. It's 1-0 Charleston Battery at Tula Guerra.
That is an absolutely great counter-attacking goal, isn't it? Jay Bolt's got completely free on one side. He's hit a great early ball. The goalkeeper can't come and get it. And, if all the chances and all the people that you want it to fall to, it's a Tula Guerra. Look at this. Fantastic goal.
Tula Guerra with his 13th goal of the season. All Charleston Battery goals brought to you by Baker Roofing.
And yet, you have to say it's really against the run of play, isn't it? They've been under pressure, but as I said, maybe that's what will break the enthusiasm of these young players now. It's a fantastic breakaway goal. It fell to the right person. But all credit to Jay Bolt, left-footed, just rolled it across there, played it into the space, and as I said, of all the people you wanted running onto that, you wanted a Tula Guerra. Fantastic finish, and proving it what a great season he's having right now.
You're absolutely right. Jay Bolt with his first assist for the Charleston Battery, and what a fantastic ball that was through. And now it's 1-0 Charleston in the 23rd minute. And we mentioned it, Derek, the Battery don't normally have the possession percentage, but they are 1-0 up. Red Bulls 2 knocking on the door already. Rittmeyer at the top of the box, turns and takes space. Patrick Okonkwo making his run, finds his feet, just offside.
So now there's going to be a real big challenge for this young team, isn't there? They've come out the game, they've absolutely started fantastic. They've been definitely the better team for the first 20 minutes, and now they find themselves a goal behind. Now, what will this do? Will this spur them on again? Or will this, they start to take the foot off the gas and see what happens?
It's Cutler into the box, a bong with the header. Solid save from Joe Kosminski. Well, we mentioned Joe Kosminski in the pre-game. Been a real mainstay for Mike Anhauser, looking for his 11th clean sheet tonight. The Battery have 12 total on the season so far, and are just behind Pittsburgh Riverhounds and leading the USL in clean sheets.
A very comfortable save there by Joe Kuzminski. It was a good header, good ball in, but you know, one for the cameras, took it a nice height for him, so he's good there.
Red Bulls 2 again coming with the possession. A bonk on the far side. This time it's Mueller on his heels, keeping him outside the box. Will we see the delivery? Into the box it comes. It's going to be Cutler to take the strike across from Kuzminski. And he can pick up the second ball. And it almost ricocheted off him with all that power.
It's a great save by Kuzminski. Wait till you see this again. I'm sure we'll get another chance to see it, but this is hit with real good venom. And all he does is he knows he can't get it. He just takes it, puts his hands off, takes a sting out the ball, and then he's nice and quick to react to get it. It was a great effort, but great goalkeeping. And I said he knew he couldn't catch it, so what he did is he just got his body there. He took all the pace off the ball with his arms and then just went and collected it at the second attempt. You know, other goalkeepers might have just tried to punch it or parry it out and then gives another chance, but he knew exactly what he was doing, and that's fantastic goalkeeping.
Well, everybody is taking a quick opportunity to take some fluids on board. Very, very warm night here in Charleston, South Carolina. 82 degrees. Temperatures are dropping, but very humid. Zabong looks to be up and okay. On your screen there, like we mentioned, the Cameroonian international played on the same team as Hassan and Dam in Cameroon, old teammates. Tonight playing at opposite ends of the field on the same team for Red Bulls. He
looks nice and bright, doesn't he? I know you said he was looking for his match fitness, but he's running around. I'm sure as the game goes on, he'll start to feel it a little bit. If this is one of the few games he's had, but you know, if he's coming off a season abroad, you know, maybe he's coming at the end of the season there, and his fitness is going to be tested a little bit. But he looks nice and bright right now.
Got his first start on Tuesday night against North Carolina FC that ended in the 2-2 draw. Just before that, it was a very high-scoring game between Red Bulls 2 and Louisville City FC. Louisville 6 and New York Red Bulls 2 with 4. 10 goals on the night.
Yeah. You can see that they're very expansive in the way they play, aren't they? They like to move the ball around, but you know, you can see from just the example that counter-attack goal, they're very open in defence. I mean, there's that young naivety, so you've got all the enthusiasm going forward, but you've got a little bit of naivety in the defensive third. So
Okonkwo, the Atlanta United loanee in his second season with the Charleston Battery, hanging on that last defender tonight. Something to keep your eye on. The trio up top like to change positions. Leland Archer with the step. Out to Rittmeyer. Good touch from Nico Rittmeyer, the Savannah native, College of Charleston product. Takes his space. Can he find the ball into the box? Okonkwo's there with a diving header! It's Patrick Okonkwo to make it 2-0 Charleston. And he is absolutely thrilled to get his first goal in USL play for the Charleston Battery, and what an absolute stunner that was.
And all the credit here has to go to Nico Rittmeyer. He picked that ball up, he done a great piece of skill, drove down the box. To be fair to Patrick Okonkwo, he kept on making that run. He was the only one that made the run in, and he got his reward. But what a fantastic cross that was again by Rittmeyer. It was an unbelievable cross. And as I said, sometimes that's where people who get assists don't get all the credit that they deserve.
Patrick Okonkwo makes it 2-0 Charleston Battery in the 28th minute. But like you said, Derek, an absolute perfect ball through from Nico Rittmeyer on the far side, who gets his third assist this season. Took his space and just caught the Red Bulls back line off guard. And now we really have got a game on our hands, because if anybody can come back from being down, it's this side.
Yeah, they've got goals in them, haven't they? As I said, we were just talking about how naive they maybe are at defending, but you know there's goals in there. And again, you know, when you're working with young players, if they get one goal again, they'll get wind in their sails and they'll start going again. So now the Battery's got to now manage the game. They've got themselves into a great position. They haven't played particularly well. 2 great goals. They haven't played particularly well, and now maybe this will see if they can actually use their experience to start to have a little bit more possession.
We mentioned earlier in the broadcast the oldest player on Red Bull 2's team tonight, just 23 years old, the highest scoring team in the league, but also one of the teams that concede the most. And that was the biggest question heading into tonight. And the Battery, of course, with a spring in their step now, 30 minutes into the match, 2-0 up. Higashi is there with the press, but it's Red Bulls who win the throw. Fans, the USL's official Twitter keeps you up to date with the latest news, live game updates and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. And on to Akwi across the back line. Gets Storfer involved into the middle of the park. This time it's Cutler looking for the direct ball up. Aguinaga in the foot race with Hackshaw. It's Hackshaw that comes out on top. Just a bit too much pushing and shoving down this near side.
Yeah, Neville Hackshaw, he's a very experienced player, and you know, there you go. You want to see he got his body in between the player and the ball. He drew the foul in there, didn't he? It was either going to go out for a goal kick or he was going to get a free kick, and that's what he deserved. And you know, as I said, that's the game management that these senior players have over some of these young players.
Neville Hackshaw with a ton of international experience as well with the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Just 22 years old. Bolt keeps his foot. Hackshaw with the lofty ball forward. It's going to be a Okonkwo to run onto it. Takes an awkward bounce. Again, Okonkwo with the second ball. This time it'll go in favour of the visitors. And Endam gets us back and away, much to Loro's dislike.
I know it was very early on in the game, but the next goal is crucial, right, in this game. You know, if the Battery were to go 3 up, you'd have to think that they could manage that out.
It's Stroud.
If New York Red Bulls can get one back in, you know, it's going to make up for a real great game second half. So I think it's crucial now that to see where that next goal comes from.
Kosminski just taking his time to get us back underway, really just trying to take the sting out of the game. It's been very back and forth so far.
If you're New York Red Bulls too, you can't believe you're 2 down. You know, you've had loads of possession, you've had a couple of chances, you've tested the keeper a couple of times, yet you are 2-0 down against a very good team who've got a very good record at home.
Gashi's there with the press. It looked like it went out on this near side. The referee waves play on. Loro toying with it outside of his box. Gashi with the step, forces him long. A bong. Come for Stroud. Recycled from Endam. This time it'll be Hackshaw to come across to take it. Keep your eye on his long throw tonight. Finds Guerra. Mike Anhauser up off his bench below, as you can see there. Both head coaches.
I think what he's upset about there was that foot was very high as it came around the back of Guerra, and it's one of the ones where you can get injured. I think that's what he's complaining about.
And down with the lofty header into the middle of the park. Kelly picks it up. Finds it to Guerra. Can Guerra thread one through? It's Rittmeyer with acres of space on the far side. Anunga for Archer. Leaves it for Rittmeyer. The 2 College of Charleston products working with each other on the far side. Nico Rittmeyer and Leland Archer. Leland in his first season with the Charleston Battery. Tula Guerra will be offside. But you know it, he's going to find the back of the net from the top of the box, offside or not. And Loro brings us back underway.
If you're the Charleston Battery, you're thinking, oh, you know, you haven't played particularly well, you've got 2 chances, and you have to say that right now they're clinical. Every time they get a chance, they're clinical, especially here at MUSC Health Stadium. You know, they score goals regularly here. You know, if you're a fan of Charleston Battery, you come here, you know you're going to see goals, and you're going to see good goals. So, yeah, definitely, you know, probably gets a run of play. They come into the game a lot more now in the last 10 minutes. And as I said, I think they're going to start to put a stronger foothold in this game.
The Battery have only lost one game at home so far this season, and it was the very first game of the year against FC Cincinnati. And like we mentioned in the pre-game, Red Bulls too still searching for their first win on the road. But like you can see in this game, and if you've watched several of their games before, often are on the front foot.
I think you can see they've got lots of quality going forward, but there's definitely a naivety in defence. Here we go again.
This time it's Anunga taking the step into the attack. It's Higashi to collect at the top of the box for Atula Guerra. Takes a couple of steps round, runs into a bit of a traffic, but gets the strike away, and that is not far off.
And again, you know, this is where he does all his best work. He gets the ball on the edge. He's, you know, he's looking for that opportunity. There he goes. He cuts back in. He can go either way. Look back onto his left foot. Great strike across goal, and you know, that wasn't very far away there at all. You know, and you'd think they'd learn from that. You know, he's had 2 chances already. He's had 1 disallowed. So yeah, you know, he's definitely on form right now.
Atula Guerra is the most dangerous at the top of the box. And I'm sure the Red Bulls too will be hoping to keep him well away from that for the rest of the match. Here they come on the attack. Good challenge from Rittmeyer. Archer for Higashi. Good touch from Higashi, the Japanese veteran. Leads on Okonkwo. It's Guerra in the box, but there's numbers joining him.
Leland Archer stayed in there. Look, he's just making his way back now.
Again, the Battery with only 3 men at the back, but transition very well. You can see Anunga had just slipped into Archer's role. Great communication. Bolt looks for the 1-2 with Higashi. Does enough to keep it in. Looking to go through the legs, this time denied. Tanari will gain possession for his side. Lofty ball up.
One thing is a little bit frustrating for the Battery. They get the ball into great wide positions sometimes and don't deliver. And if you look at both goals tonight, they've come from wide areas. So the question you have to ask is, why don't they put it in a little bit more? I think sometimes they look for the perfect goal. You know, the 2 goals they've got tonight have been great balls into the box. And I'm sure, we've seen that one, I'm sure if they threw it in the box a lot more, they'd get more chances.
Brian Anunga over the dead ball. The Cameroonian international has started every single game but one for Mike Hanhauser this season. Really is the workhorse in the middle of the park. He was the one that got the 2 goals for the Battery when they took on Red Bulls 2 at Red Bull Arena earlier on this year. And he can really generate the attack. Loro forcing his team to get up. Into the last 10 minutes of regulation. Now in the first half here at MUSC Health Stadium. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Broadley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match wherever you are. And a special shout out to anybody joining us from New York. Bolt for Higashi. Higashi takes steps into the middle, looks to switch the park. Tanari says not today.
Too straight, that one. And you can see, if you look to the far side, Nico Rittmeyer's getting a lot of space and freedom. He's definitely their outlet player. He's obviously been a big contribution for the goal, but he could definitely serve himself and get playing in, and he's got lots of space to run into.
Cutler into Lima. Battery can regain possession. Atula Guerra looking for Okonkwo up top. But right now it's Tanari with the through ball to Aguinaga. Bolt slipping back to help in the back line and does just enough to shield it out.
And again, great using his experience, isn't he? Using his body, getting the throw. And that's a good thing for young players to look at, how professional players get their body in between the ball and the man and just help shuffle that ball out. And if someone does touch it, they don't moan and groan, they just accept it as part of the game.
Heads back into the box. It's up by Bolt. Anybody's ball at the minute. Hackshaw comes through. And Okonkwo takes a touch. The referee telling both players to get up. Mike Anhauser on your screens below us there. Happened right in front of him.
Yeah, and what he's saying is, I think if we get to see this again, Patrick Okonkwo's eyes are firmly on the ball, that the player's there just getting his body there. That's a foul. If the referee sees that one again, that's a foul. He's just thrown himself at it. He's got no intention. He's not even looking at the ball, and that's a foul. You can see why coaches get upset. You know, it's definitely the case. You know, he has no idea of getting the ball, and then his team loses the throw. And there was an attacking position there. That was a good opportunity.
If you joined us for the game against ATL UTD2, you'll know Mike Anhauser just celebrated his 25th anniversary at the club. We'll get back to that in just a second. It's Tanari. Joe Kuzminski comes through cleanly. Mike Anhauser joined the Battery as a player in 1994, played 6 seasons in the midfield before transitioning into a coaching role in 1999. And he has led the Battery to so many accolades over his time. Anunga looking to turn lofty ball over for Rittmeyer. Stauffer is on his heels. Punt ball forward from Archer. Okonkwo is there. Okonkwo with the spring in his step tonight. And it looked a bit of both, but it's going to go in favour of the visitors.
I think he's unlucky there, and again you can see Mike Anhauser's very disappointed in that decision. It was he'd done everything right. He didn't look like he fouled. He looked like he got his way. He jumped early, got the ball, and I think that's one that referees always go advantage to the defenders there.
Into the last 5 minutes of regulation here at MUFC Health Stadium, and again a bong hanging on Taylor Mueller. Kuzminski comes through to sweep.
The achievement you were talking about, coach, there is unbelievable. To do 25 years in any club at soccer is fantastic, and all credit to him.
It was a fantastic night. Here comes Anunga into the box. Endam is there. He gets the touch away to Atulagara, and a great defending in the back. Stauffer denies Atulagara for his second goal of the night.
And some people will say, yeah, he should have passed, but when you're on form and when you're as good and your record's as good as his, he's only got one thing on his mind there, that he works it and he scores. And again, Nico Rittmeyer could have moaned at him for the ball, but when you're in that position and you're doing that well, you don't give that ball away.
Here's that transition we were talking about. Anunga typically sits as a defensive mid, every now and again makes his way up and joins the attack. Here comes Bolt, lays it off for Guerra again, and this time just wide of the upper 90.
Yeah, that should have been a goal, that one. And again, it's great work out wide again, isn't it? They've got so much success out wide. Another great ball in by Jay Bolt. He's looked up, he's picked his player out, and Guerra's just tried to side foot it and guide it into the top corner.
Evan Loro to get us back underway, who signed with Red Bulls in 2017 as a homegrown player. Into the middle, it's Tanari. Mueller blocks. Agashi is there with the press, but it's going to be Akwi to join in.
And now you could actually see why the Battery would want to sit in and try and kill the game up to half-time, but they're actually not. The game is so open. You know, if you're a neutral out there, you're watching a great game of attacking football, and it's really good. It's really good to watch.
Talking to head coach Mike Anhauser earlier on this week, he said heading into this game, he is expecting to see a lot of goals. It's always a high-scoring game against them, and we're already seeing that with so many chances in this first half. But it's Atulagara and Patrick Okonkwo, the difference at the minute. Kelly with the step. Naga in the box.
That's a lazy tackle, that is. That's a striker's tackle there. Patrick Okonkwo, he's got the wrong side. Instead of just then he just does it. And that's a dangerous area, especially at this stage of the game. I mean, now, if you're the Battery, you think, let's get in at half-time, a 2-goal lead, set ourselves up for the, and see what these youngsters have got for the second half. But now what you don't want to do is give them a little olive branch that can turn around the half-time team talk and, give them something to chase for the second half.
Well, it's Lima and Tenari over the dead ball, both of whom have 3 assists on the season so far. Left footer and a right footer lining up to take it. Looks like it'll be one from the training ground. The referee just seeing a bit of pushing and shoving. It's Lima to take it into the box. A bong is there and away by Archer.
Yeah, great defending again. He saw the run. He's got his body there. He's just put his foot across. He made sure that his body was in between the player and the goal, and he's happy to concede a corner. Danger still not cleared yet, though.
Tenari with the delivery. This time it's going to be an in-swinger into the near post. Atula Garrett back to help defend. Kelly tries to get a touch on it. Red Bulls too, wanting to get it back underway quickly. Lima to Echeverria. Aginaga, into the box. And this time it's Mueller to heads away, followed by Hackshaw. Red Bulls too, just pinning them in this late going. You can see 2 minutes of added on time. And now at the other end of the field, it's Patrick Okonkwo. Numbers back to help defend. He's going to hold the ball up. Out on the right-hand side. Rittmeyer's there with him. And again, this one goes in favour of Red Bulls too, who take it quickly. Tenari in the middle. Collected by Anunga. Bolt leading Anunga forward. End arms there. Can Anunga work this one into there? Referee sees too much pushing and shoving.
And again, that's frustrating if you're the coach, because you've done all the great work, you've locked them in, you've pinned them in, you don't do it, it's at the end of the game. And I'm sure that's what he's telling him now, just get back in, should have just kept him in there, played time out. We're almost there at half-time. He'll want to get in 2-0 up, then set his team up for the next half.
Tenari in the middle. Echeverria with the 1-2. Good combination play. Trying to get Stroud involved. It's good one-touch passing from the home side. This time it's Atula Garrett. It looks like he's going to be one-on-one with Loro. Can he find the back of the net? Yes, he can! Atula Garrett makes it 3-0 Charleston Battery on the stroke of half-time with his 14th goal of the season. It's the king of Charleston.
And again, credit Nico Rittmeyer again. He won the ball, he played a good ball, but this is a one-on-one. He does this every day in training. He just picks his spot, shows him the eyes and slips it past. It's a great finish. And again, you've got a top-class striker who's on form scoring goals. Great to see.
If you're Evan Loro, that is one player that you do not want to be one-on-one with. Atula Garrett, calm, cool and collected. His second of the night, and makes it 3 for Charleston as they head into the locker room right on the stroke of half-time.
Yeah, great goal. I mean, as I said, we would not have taken this after the first 20 minutes of this game. We would not be saying that the score was going to be 3-0 Battery, but they are absolutely clinical when they get through. They've got 2 strikers that are on form, that have got speed, power, and as I said, they're going to get through to this first half now 3-0, and now there's a real big uphill climb now for these young players of New York Red Bulls.
And the Battery with the spring in their step. You could see Garrett and Okonkwo in no rush to get back behind the ball to reset. And any time now, we're well over the extra time. And that's going to be all we see from the first half here at MUSC Health Stadium. It's the King of Charleston with 2 goals, Patrick Okonkwo with the other. The Charleston Battery head into the locker room 3-0 up at half-time. Stay with us. We'll be talking about all that's to come with the Charleston Battery. We'll see you in a few.
was your favorite subject?
My favorite subject was math.
My favorite subject in school was always math and science.
My favorite subject was math. I really liked math in grade school and high school.
What was your least favorite subject in school?
My least favorite subject was English or writing. I'm not a very good writer.
And least favorite was reading and reading comprehension. I couldn't remember what I read very well.
English, by far.
What about you? What's your least favorite subject?
Math. Whew. What did you enjoy the most about in school?
Recess and lunchtime, like every other kid mostly.
I think hanging out with all my friends, having all my friends in the same class.
My friends, I guess.
Who was your favorite teacher?
One of my math teachers, I guess.
Yes, Mrs. Bott. She was 4th or 5th grade teacher, and she was a math teacher. That's why I liked her. She really got me started liking math.
I can. His name was Mr. Coulter, and he was very, very good friends with Bill Nye the Science Guy, so we got to hang out with Bill Nye the Science Guy and play Ultimate Frisbee with him, so he was my 3rd grade teacher.
How many years ago were you in school?
Making me feel old. I was in college 5 years ago. I graduated in 2013.
I graduated college 2 years ago.
Well, I went to college after high school, so I was in all the way through college an extra 4 years, so all the way through. I got my undergrad at University of Washington.
Do you have any advice for me and my friends?
Eat a big breakfast and listen to your parents.
Work hard, do your homework, don't skip class.
Do your homework. Always do your homework and pay attention in class. What about you? You got any advice for me on the field?
Work hard.
Thank you. I like it. We'll see if we can do that.
Battery return to MUSC Health Stadium this Saturday to take on New York Red Bulls 2. The Battery have been on fantastic home form this season, having only lost one game so far on home soil. They come into the matchup in 4th place in the Eastern Conference, tied on points with 3rd place Louisville City FC. For the Charleston Battery, I'm Poppy Miller. Let's take a look around the league, presented by Home Telecom. FC Cincinnati remain the team to beat at the top of the Eastern Conference after beating ATL UTD2 5-1 on Wednesday night. They'll have a quick turnaround as they head to Al Lang Stadium to take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies next. The reigning USL champions Louisville City FC took 3 points from Charlotte Independence on Wednesday night at the Sportsplex at Matthews. It was Cameron Lancaster who opened the scoring after slotting home a PK in the 13th minute. He made it 2 with his 15th goal of the season, and Luke Spencer found the path through the Charlotte backline, making it 3-0 at the final whistle. And they weren't the only midweek games in the USL this week. Pittsburgh Riverhounds and the Tampa Bay Rowdies split points at Highmark Stadium on Wednesday night. Mohamed Dabo hit a sizzler into the bottom right-hand corner on the stroke of half-time, and Junior Flemings found the equaliser in the 72nd minute, leaving them with just 1 point each. Well, that just about wraps things up for week 23 for the Charleston Battery. I'm Poppy Miller.
I was born from the bottom but raised to the top. I was born from the bottom but raised to the top. I was born from the bottom but raised to the top. I'ma keep on climbing, I ain't gon' stop. I was born from the bottom but raised to the top. I was born from the bottom but raised to the top. I was born from the bottom but raised to the top. I'ma keep on climbing, I ain't gon' stop.
Thomasina Molson looking for number 14. There it is.
Cross comes in towards the back post, and Foster Langsdorff has his 11th goal this season.
The corner of the 18. Cross comes in, and a goal for Foster Langsdorff. It's his 2nd of the evening. Into the box, a strike, and a goal. Christian Valesky. Guess who? Again, Valesky with his 2nd. Slides it across, Michael Seaton. Seaton in on goal. Michael Seaton, he's at the brace.
Ledesma right at the edge of the 18, takes a shot, and Manu Ledesma does it again!
Now Spees gives it a go, and Spees finds the back of the net. Game of one-upsmanship from the Indy 11 this season. Rebound comes out though, and it's stuck right back in. And guess who? Solomon Asante. Chance now for it, St. Louis! Long overdue goal for Corey Herzog. Here's Carl Howarth, and the shot, and it is 1-0 Ottawa Fury FC. Here's Alizane to strike. It hits the frame of the goal and goes in.
Laid off to the path of Barry. He's onside, and he fires it home.
It'll be Gordon to strike with his right boot, hits it, and puts it in the back of the net.
To Velasquez. He'll take a crack through distance, and a goal! Chandler Hoffman redirects it for the goal.
Here's another opportunity. Dixon shot and a score.
Back to Corbin Bone. Bone inside of the 18. Buries it in the back of the net.
Still Belmar. Now into the area, Carlson Belmar. Losing his defender, Belmar. Shirley! Blackwood gets the goal. Great save by Kendall McIntosh.
Shot getting a piece of it.
What a save!
Great stop by Dykstra.
Oh, what a save by Vaughn Williams!
Cardoni with an impressive save.
A brilliant save.
Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It's halftime here, the Charleston Battery hosting New York Red Bulls 2. But while we have a second, let's take a look at who the Battery will be facing next. It will be this Friday. They'll travel to Slugger Field to take on Louisville City FC. Kickoff is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. You can catch the game on ESPN Plus, or you could join us at Rusty Bull Brewing, where we'll be having a watch party. And what a game that's going to be, Derek.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a change for the players, isn't it? Playing on a Friday night as opposed to the normal Saturdays. So I'm sure that will have an impact to what goes on at the training this week. But what a great game. Everyone wants to take on the champions in their own backyard, and coming off the recent win against them, you know, there's going to be full of confidence. And I'm sure it'll be a fantastic game, and anyone who's going to be there watching will definitely see a top-class game that night.
Always a difficult place to play, Slugger Field, with the half-turf, half-natural grass surface. So we will see how that game unfolds. Both teams sitting at 43 points in the Eastern Conference as of right now, but we know that, of course, can change depending on tonight's results. The Battery will then take on Tampa Bay Rowdies at MUSC Health Stadium on September 8th. Kickoff at 7 p.m. and it'll also be Hometown Heroes Night, so a massive game and a great charity as well.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I think from the game standpoint, you know, one of the big clubs are coming to town. You know, they've got the flagship player in Joe Cole, and I think it's going to be a great game. And, you know, this is one where I think the crowd will come out and watch it because they want to see one of the big clubs here in Charleston.
The Charleston Battery will honour local first responders during this night, and the game-worn jerseys will be auctioned off after the game. And you can bid on the jerseys right now. You can see the link there on the graphic, and all the jerseys start at $100. So head to that. It all goes to a great cause, and we can't wait for that match. And then coming up for next year, taking a look ahead, Charleston Battery season tickets are now on sale. So head to charlestonbattery.com to get your season ticket, a great price, some specials going on at the minute, and already looking ahead to next year.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing about soccer, isn't it? You're always looking for the next season. And I'm sure, you know, before this one's on, hopefully we've got many, many good matches to come. And even next year now, you know, looking at new clubs coming in, some clubs moving on to the MLS, I'm sure it'll be very, very exciting.
Like you can see there, head to charlestonbattery.com for any more information. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have second half action from MUSC Health Stadium. The Charleston Battery hosting New York Red Bulls 2. It's up next. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It's halftime here. The Charleston Battery lead New York Red Bulls to 3-0. And we are having quite the halftime entertainment. That big lion has just been painted in about 2 minutes, if that. But while we have a second, let's take a look at some first half highlights.
Yeah, it was one of them really crazy halves. You know, the New York Red Bulls teams have been done by some absolutely clinical finishing by two players who are banging form. This is the second one. This is the Patrick Okonkwo header. But I'm sure, you know, their coach won't be disappointed with how they played, but they've come out 3-0 down. So an unbelievable, great first half of solid finishing from two great strikers.
It was a Tula-Guerra led through one-on-one with Evan Lauro there, and what a cool, calm and collected finish that was. You can see the Battery guys just having last-minute words before we get underway for the second half. New York Red Bulls too, also out of the locker room and just getting into some pre-game warm-up stuff on the other half of the field. But like you said, Derek, the Battery definitely didn't have the possession percentage, but it was a very open first half.
Yeah, it started off really, it was a really funny half. The first 20 minutes, New York Red Bulls 2 were totally in control. They looked there, the Battery looked like they were struggling to get it. But once they got that breakaway goal with Jay Bolt putting it through to Guerra, the game changed. It became very open, and it suited the Batteries for it to be open because, you know, they don't really concede too many from open play. And now, as I said, you know, Mike Anhauser must be absolutely thrilled with the three goals that he's got in the first half, because they were all quality finishes.
And quality finishes, but we mentioned in the first half it was really the guys with the assist, Nico Rittmeyer and Jay Bolt. Absolutely fantastic balls threaded through for each of them.
Yeah, but it's one of those, isn't it? If they miss those chances, the assist people don't ever get noticed, but they didn't. They're at the end of the goals, and as I said, the goal scorers will get the plaudits. But, you know, to the connoisseurs out there, they will really look at the Jay Bolts, and, you know, them two strikers will be telling those two guys thank you in the locker room. Don't worry about that.
Well, we are back underway here at MUSC Health Stadium for the second half. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Broadley. Thank you for joining us for tonight's match wherever you are, and welcome if you are joining us from New York. Jared Stroud on the ball, getting underway quickly as we did in the first half. A Bong trying to get his body through, and it was Archer that gets it safely back to Kuzminski. And again, he's going to take his time, just take the sting out of the game initially. It was Red Bulls 2 who started fast and on the attack. What we can expect from such a young side. We mentioned in the first half, the oldest player for Red Bulls 2 tonight, just 23 years old. And Mike Anhauser's side just really showing their experience in the first half, picking their plays and hitting on the counter-attack.
This New York Red Bulls team will still think, because they're young, they'll still think we can win this game, we can get back in this game. They will, that you can see it, they've come out. And their coach has probably told them, listen, boys, you've got nothing to lose. Go out there, show what you can do. And, you know, the only thing you can do is go up.
Well, it's a strike to get us underway, blocked by Rittmeyer, who dropped back to defend. And again, Lima with the 1-2. Storfer getting forward, the outside back, runs into some numbers, lays it off to Lima again. Lema this time can't get the strike away. Okonkwo will win the throw beneath us.
And then you've got this the other side of the coin, Poppy, here, where you've got Guerra, who want to get a hat-trick. You'll see Patrick Okonkwo, who wants to establish himself in this team. So you're going to see a lot of enthusiasm on both sides of the fence here tonight in this second half. As I said, the Battery will know that 3-0 is a good score. Okay, but it's not one, and really now when you get to professional level, you don't want to concede a goal. Joe Kuzminski sees shutouts as hat-tricks the same way Guerra sees them, so he needs to make sure that he'll keep them on, you know, all in tune, in check, and very focused on not conceding a goal.
The Battery, Joe Kuzminski, will be looking for his 11th clean sheet tonight. The Battery with 12 on the season so far, leading the USL just behind Pittsburgh Riverhounds in clean sheets.
And that's a great stat for a goalkeeper and for a team. You know, everyone talks about yeah, scoring goals, but if you're not conceding goals, you're going to be around in playoffs and championships and stuff like that.
Here we'll see Archer just going back and forth with a bong. And Mueller was there for safety. Now we're at the other end of the field, end arm forward. And Nunga leads it on. Could this be another chance for Atulagera? He takes the touch, looking for Higashi. And it didn't quite work out that time. Atulagera very unselfishly looks for the through ball. Hackshaw on the far side, battling with Aginaga. A great matchup between those two players in the first half.
It was great positioning by Joe Kuzminski there, showed his experience there. He was there, he saw that Hackshaw was under pressure, and he went right out of his goal, got onto his stronger foot and played a great clearance down the line there. Great goalkeeping.
And back to Joe Kuzminski's clean sheets, 10 clean sheets in just 18 appearances. That is quite the statistic. Red Bulls with numbers forward, it's Tinari. Out wide. Can they deliver one into the box? Hackshaw, it takes an awkward bounce, and they'll take the corner kick that comes from it. And of course, Tinari to track across to take it. And for me in the first half, he really was the standout for Red Bulls too.
Yeah. He really was. I mean, they've got some good young players, and I've been impressed by several of them. And I think right now, as I said, if they can get a goal, you'll see they'll really think they can get back into this game.
Goes back, good ball into the box, punched away by Kuzminski. It was Cutler who got forward into the attack to recycle the ball, and now Storfer, the left back, getting involved. Stroud into the box. The Battery trying to get away with 1-2s. And again, Storfer to get us back underway. This time it's Garrett to track back to defend. Red Bulls 2 keeping them pinned in their own half. Acqui makes his 5th start tonight for John Wolniak's side. Away by Mueller. This could be a chance for a bong at the top of the box. Tinari's in the mix as well. It's bouncing around. Stroud now to the top of the box, looking to recycle.
Look how many Battery players are in there. Look, there's about 8 or 9 players in there. Guerra's back. Agashi's the only one who's actually stayed up the field. They've got plenty of numbers behind the ball.
It's a good ball into the box. But like you said, Derek, there was just too much traffic in that earlier play. Lofty ball forward. Higashi is there, but he will not win the duel against Acqui. Ball on the far side, takes his space. It opens up for him. Has he got anyone to support him? Goes back to Garrett. Safety in numbers from the visitors.
That's great play again by Guerra, isn't it? He's dropped off there. Didn't run forward. He saw the opportunity gone back and used his best buddy there, Hackshaw, just to get him in. Another great pass through.
This time it'll be Lauro forced up to take it. It was an awkward one. Stroud retrieves the second ball. Jared Stroud leads the team in assists with 9 on the season so far. Makes his 14th start tonight. Good ball out wide. Cutler joins in the attack. Is the delivery there? Goes back to Lima. The 1-2 is on. Again, the Battery safety in numbers, putting a lot of traffic in the box.
All 10 players are behind the ball right now. It's going to be very, very hard for them to break this down. And secondly, when they do it, they're breaking very, very well. All 3 goals came from breakaways. When a team defends that compact there, what they need to do is they need width, lots and lots of width. They need people running around the back so you can get in behind teams and cross it. And right now the Battery have got their shape, their 3, their 5, and the 3, 4, and 3, if you like, are all compact. They're stopped. They make it very, very difficult for this young team to get through.
Big ball forward from Kuzminski, picked out the air by Acqui. Hackshaw on your far side. will shield out of bounds. Fans, let me remind you, you can get an inside look at life on and off the field from a player's perspective every Wednesday night in the latest edition of From the Pitch on uslsoccer.com.
That's great play by Patrick Okonkwo there, isn't he? He's used his body, he's tried to roll him, he's gone back in, and he's drawn that foul in again. Referee's trying to be quite stern. That's enough's enough. But great forward play, even though it's well in his own half.
The referee just having a word with Ethan Cutler on your screens there. 23 years old, 2 goals and an assist so far on the season, and makes his 17th start tonight. The Trinidad and Tobago international Neville Hackshaw to get us back underway. Good lofty ball towards the box. Okonkwo's there, but picked out the air by Endam. Again, Okonkwo with the second ball. This time it will be Bolt.
I think where this young team has really struggled is with the creative movement of the strikers of the battery. The amount of times when you've seen, you think they're in good shape, and you compare them to the battery, and then there's big holes, big gaps where players have run through, whereas you look at the back, they've got 8, 10, all the width for the 18-yard box, nice and tight. And I think that's the major difference between the two teams. Obviously, the lethal finishing it helps, but the defensive shape and organisation of the battery is just so much more solid to that of what you're seeing from the New York Red Bulls too. You can see why they've conceded a lot of goals.
The Battery have 10 players that have got on the score sheet this season, with the 3 strikers up top. The formation really is, like you said, Derek, in your words, putting pegs in round holes.
Yeah, it's been so strong, it's been so successful, it's been so consistent.
Here comes a chance for Red Bulls. Can Tenari find the path through into the box? To Stroud, out to the top of the box, takes the strike, wide of the target.
And every shot that they've created has been outside the box. You know, that's what they've done. You know, the Battery have got so many. Here we go. Look again. Look, 5 players around the ball. Put another 3 in the box. You know, you've got to be very good to score from there, and you've got to be very creative there. And that's the difference between the two teams. And this counter-attacking style that they've got, it's given them 3 goals. And every time they break, you can see another goal coming.
Well, Red Bulls too have scored 54 goals on the season so far. 50 of those goals have come from inside the box. So I'm sure the Battery will be doing their absolute best to keep them out as much as possible tonight, having only scored 4 from outside the box so far this season. Yeah. Taken quickly, back underway. It's Stroud into the box. Tenari again is there. This time too much pace on it, but they'll take the throw.
He does a great job, doesn't he, Tenari, of actually arriving in the box and getting on the end of things.
Away by Hackshaw. Cutler is there for the second ball. Latula Garrett at his heels. It looks like the referee is going to have a word with Latula Garrett. Matt Franz is your referee for tonight's match, and he's just going to bring Latula Garrett over. It looks like we'll see our first yellow card of the night. And there's confirmation of that, Latula Garrett in the books.
And this is one, as a coach, I don't think is a yellow card. I think the ball's there to be won. Both players have got their legs up. If he doesn't catch him, I don't think the referee gives that card. And I think it's something that needs to change, because both players have got their feet up. It's not dangerous. And as I said, I'm sure if that happens in the middle of the park, there's no booking.
Well, this could be a real chance for Red Bulls. And it's going to be Lima to take it. 1 goal on the season so far. Just 22 years old, the New Jersey native. Just him lined up over the ball. And let's see what he can do with this. The referee just having a word with the players in the box. He dinks the ball into the box. Played back now. It resurfaces to the top. Lima again with the second ball. And it was a foul, but that one did find its way through.
And I think everyone thought it was a foul the other way there. The referee's conned everybody there. And again, I think it's just good defending. And now we're getting to that hour mark now where you're thinking, if you're New York Red Bulls too, what changes you're going to make? You know, what have you got on your bench? What can you bring on? And I'm sure that if you're the coach that's 3-0, if you're Mike Anhausen, now you're saying, well, let's see what they do, and then when they do what they want to do, we'll make our adjustments to suit.
Well, there is movement from both sides on the bench, both teams warming up below us, just out of your screenshot. And let's see if any substitutions. No substitutions as of yet. We will keep you up to date with anything we see below us. Rittmeyer just runs out of space. Tanari plays it quickly. Red Bulls 2 looking to hit on the counter. A bong in the foot race. Archer there, and again, that's that matchup we've been talking about, Derek. A fantastic matchup between those two.
Yeah, two young players, two great athletes, big, strong boys, and you know, it's been tit for tat all night with those two.
Looking for the way through. Stauffer again out of the back line and joining in the attack. Kuzminski launches long. It's a Tula Guerra on Endam's toes. Can he force him to play it? Ekwi takes an awkward one. And again, Guerra does enough to win the throw for the Battery.
But again, you know, it's just a long, straight ball, and they don't look comfortable, do they, New York Red Bulls too? You know, they just don't. They look nervous, the ball's bouncing around, and, you know, just having the pressure around, and they just don't look composed. If that goes the other end, you've got Taylor Mueller there who's just mopping things up.
I think that ball from Rittmeyer didn't go in play. Back underway quickly from Red Bulls. Keeps them in their own half. Mike Anhausen up on your screen below us there, as is John Wolniak. Stauffer goes back. Akwi all the way home to Loro, who actually hasn't had that much to do tonight other than the goals that were put through. Very typical of the Battery for them to hit on the counter.
Yeah, no, the goalie's not, you know, you can't say he's had a bad game, and yet he's let 3 goals in. 3 great finishes. So, you know, 2 of them, you know, the one-on-one situation he's going to struggle with, but, you know, the other 2 were great balls into the box, and he has no way of absolutely.
The referee was right underneath it there. Let's see if we can have another look at that. Echeverria looks to be in quite a bit of pain below us.
I think what the players are saying is he never knew he was there. The ball was there to run, he didn't know him. Yeah, it's a high boot, but he said he didn't see him. And I think the referee now, let's see if he uses his common sense. He's talking to the 4th official. You know, there's no doubt that that's a foul, but what they're saying is there intent. So here we go, look, it's up there, look, yeah, it's up there, but he doesn't see him coming in. So hopefully the referee will use common sense, which I think he's done. Or is he?
Well, we will wait and see. It looks like the referee is heading over to Anunga, and it is going to be a red card for Brian Anunga in the 61st minute.
And the referee has just gone from using common sense to doing something that's, I think, it's not a great decision. I don't like criticising referees, but there's no way that he's gone to do that deliberately.
Well, the crowd, as you can hear, very upset. Brian Anunga in shock on the field. He's just stood there, Taylor Mueller having a word with the referee, but it's not going to change anything. The red card has been given. Anunga is still on the field. And I think, like you said, Derek, just in shock.
Yeah, I think this is, you know, I'm not a big lover of this VAR system, but I think that this is where common sense really does need to apply. As I said, you can see the players know, they know. Here it is again, look. Yeah, look, he's not even looking for that player. He's not even looking for that player. And, you know, the ball's up there to be won. If he doesn't go for that, Mike Anhausen brings him off. You know, he's an attacking, all boisterous. So now there's got to be a little tactical change. Let's see now, you know, how the Battery shape up, how they adjust. I'm sure there'll be a substitution very soon. Another midfield player come on, probably Vincenzo or someone just to go in and really sort of shore up that midfield. And now it's changed the shape of the game. It will give the Red Bulls 2 a bit of momentous, and it's going to make the game now where the Battery players are going to have to drop off and just try and see this game out.
Well, the Battery are down to 10 men. John Wolniak just made 2 changes. We'll get those to you. in just 1 second. Tom Barlow makes his way on for a bonk, and the referee has just given a penalty.
I'm sure Mike Anhauser is going absolutely bananas right now, because again, how can Jay Bolt get his hand out the way when someone kicks it to him from 2 yards?
Well, let's see if we can have another look at that.
So here it is, look.
Happened so fast. Again, you can't tell from this angle.
The referee's got a better view than us. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt there, but I don't know. Handball has always been intentional handball, moving your hand towards the ball. I don't know how he moves his arm out. Have a look at it again. Here we go, one more time. If anything, it hits his chest.
Well, it's going to be Tom Barlow, the substitute, to come on. And his first touch of the ball is going to be this penalty kick. He's got 3 goals on the season so far. And it's Barlow with the strike, finds the back of the net. And Red Bulls 2 get back on the score sheet, 3-1.
And the game in the last 2 minutes has completely turned on its head. It's completely turned on its head, and it's, again, here it is, here's the penalty. It's a great penalty, you know, sends Joe Kosminski the wrong way. But the game has gone completely crazy. The whole attitude, the mentality of the game has just changed. And again, it just shows you how wonderful this game can be. The Battery recruits in, they score goals against it, and now there's got to be a couple of changes made. You know, you've got to sacrifice a player that's looking probably for a hat-trick now. He's got to come out the game for really what was a very poor decision by the referee.
Well, it's going to be Atula Guerra to make way for Vincenzo Candela. Mike Anhauser taking a striker off and putting in a holding midfielder into the middle of the park. And Atula Guerra, what a shift it's been for him tonight. 2 goals, and he has been awesome.
Yeah, and it's a shame. He's been sacrificed for something. What I worry for...
Here comes Barlow again on the last foot of Mueller. The referee giving it in favour of the home side this time. The rookie getting right in the midst of it.
And the referee now has caused himself a problem now, because every time there's a foul now, the players are going to be round him and doing that. You know, he's made, here it is, look. You know, there's no intent in going for the ball. So now the referee's going to, as I said, he's caused himself a problem. But going back to it, you look at Anunga, he's a very important player for the back. He now has to miss a game. You know, there's no appeals, I don't think, at this level. So let's get back on with the game.
Well, in the midst of all that, John Wolniak made 2 substitutions. We're still waiting to see if we can hear about what substitutions were made. We know Barlow was one of them, and we know Yanes was the other. Let's see who they came out for.
So the game's now back underway, and we can all calm down again. There's a great ball forward by Mueller now. And now the Battery are going to need all their experience, aren't they? You know, they're playing with a man down. You know, they've got plenty of experience on this team, and now they've just got to see out this game.
Tanari, again, he really has been the playmaker in the middle of the park for the visitors. And Red Bulls too, with a real spring in the step. If you didn't know the scoreline of this game, you would think that it's all to play for and all squares. Yep. Stroud into the box, away by Hackshaw. Recycled at the top from Storfer. This time it's Endam. Stroud again into the box with the delivery. We know that he is key with the assist. Patrick Okonkwo's been left the lone striker up top tonight after the sending off of Tarbrine Anunga. Let's see if he can keep the pressure on the defence.
It's been one of this game's had everything, Poppy, hasn't it? It's had great goals, a couple of dubious decisions, a penalty. I mean, we've got, what, 25 minutes left, and we're trying to think what else this game can throw at us.
It's Stroud again with the delivery into the box. This time it's crept past Kosminski. And Red Bulls have got the second goal. And now it's 3-2 here at MUSC Health Stadium. We just said, Derek, the goals are brewing, and they found the back of the net again.
Yeah, it's a great little finish there. Poor goal to concede in the first up. You know, they've never let players get across, and Hackshaw just lets him get across. I think players there looking for offside, but it's not offside. It's a great run in. Look, it's a great little touch, and Joe Kuzminski will be disappointed he's been beaten at his near post in that sense. So now there's a real battle for the Battery. You know, they've still got the lead. As I said, it's just one of them games. It's just a topsy-turvy game. It's really changed, and now they need to really use their experience, get back into shape, stop moaning, and get their minds back in the game. And I'm sure they can do that. And for this young Red Bulls 2 team, what an opportunity now to come back from 3 down.
Aguinaga with his 5th goal on the season so far for Red Bulls 2. We've been mentioning all broadcasts, the highest scoring team in the USL. And they've come back from 3-0 down to 3-2. And the Charleston Battery playing with 10 men here in the 69th minute. It's Rittmeyer. Takes his space. He's beat the foot race. He puts the ball into the box. Too much on it for Okonkwo.
That's where he's really at his best in Nico Rittmeyer, and he's getting at players. He's got great pace.
Barlow knocking on the door for the ball to be played through. He's on the run. He's going to go out wide to Stauffer. This time it falls to Barlow's feet. And good play from Archer at the back.
I mean, Barlow's come on to this game, and you know, how often do you come in and you walk on and your first touch is a penalty kick? So the game's had everything.
Barlow, the rookie out of Wisconsin. Just 23 years old. Cool as a cucumber over the PK spot. He got the visitors back on the score sheet. The Battery being very organised, but Barlow's found his way through the back line. Mueller's there. Great defending from the captain. Lima leads it through the middle of the park. Echeverria out wide, looking for Aguinaga.
And I was wondering when this was going to happen. I think Matt Anhauser said, well, you know what, now we need a 4th defender. Let's have someone. It's a Skylar Thomas. He's coming off the bench. He's just going to go in there and shore it up. As I said, let's really now protect the 1 goal that we've got. Throw another good all-round defender in there. Sacrifice one of your forward players and really try and hold out for the rest of this game. So you expect to see a lot of pressure. You know, but you know, he said he's got 4 good defenders that can go in there and just make sure that you've got it. The danger is that with 4 of them, that they get in each other's way a little bit. So let's make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, it's going to be the Japanese veteran Kotaro Higashi to make way for the Canadian international Skylar Thomas, who's going to add some height and experience into the back line. And really has been a mainstay for Mike Anhauser's 3-man back line. Of course, Archer started tonight, and now we'll see all 4 of them reverting back to the 4-man.
And I think it's 4-man, but it's going to be a 3 that's really a 4. It's going to be 3 narrow defenders. You're not going to have, you know, fullbacks breaking out. They're all going to stay central and say, right, if you want to come and do it, you're going to have to come through the middle of us.
And keep your eye on Barlow. Just his movement at the top. He loves to split the defenders. He's going to make sure that they are communicating. It's Stroud in the box. The Battery safety in numbers. It's dinked up this time over the bar. No problem for Kuzminski.
So the Battery for the first time this year have gone to like a 4-4-1. And as I said, I'm sure it'll be a real narrow 4. You know, they're going to say, look at them now, look, whip for the 18-yard box. They're just going to go in there, and they're just going to rely on Patrick Okonkwo's pace up front. Maybe Nico Rittmeyer to try and join in, but everyone else, look, nice solid 3 in the middle, and just try and play this game out.
Long ball low, out of the back from Kuzminski. Finds Rittmeyer, the pressure is on. Lofty ball to Okonkwo. And across to Yanes.
The Battery's got 1 more sub, and it will probably be a forward just to run around with Okonkwo, but he runs out of gas.
Here comes Aguinaga. Can he get a delivery into the box? Great defending from Candela, and again he'll bring it out the back. It falls to Okonkwo's feet. Red Bulls working back to win the possession. And for Alan Yanes, just 21 years old, into the box again, and that is it. That's found the back of the net. It was Tom Barlow to get his head on it. And now, what a game it is, Derek. The Charleston Battery 3-0 up at half-time. And we find ourselves in a tie.
Yeah, and as I said, the game's just been turned on its head. It's a great goal, but I said that there's 3 players in there and he just gets in between them. Joe Kuzminski doesn't come and claim it. So, no, I mean, it's amazing, isn't it, that this one decision has thrown the Battery completely out of sync right now. And, you know, as I said, these young players, they actually thought they had a chance. They've come back into it. And now it's a real game. The game on for both teams. And you have to say it's advantage Red Bulls with the extra man.
Well, Tom Barlow, the super sub, we mentioned how he likes to slip in and split the centre-backs. He did just that. Just got enough on it. A goal that really came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and as I said, that's the danger of having that extra centre-half in there, that they actually think each other's got it. They're so used to having their
Here
marking.
he comes again. Barlow on the run. This time he'll be offside. Kuzminski well off his line and ready for it. John Molniak below me, just clapping his hands for Barlow. You know, a great substitution if you are a Red Bulls fan.
Now you might, and as you're thinking, you know, will you take a draw at this stage, or you know, have you still got enough? Have you got one more chance again? Yeah, they've got some very good positive players. They've got some good attacking players. You know, they've got some big boys on the field now. Leyland Archer, Skylar Thomas. Maybe this corner, this set play is going to be their best opportunity to score.
Well, it's going to be Vincenzo Candela over the dead ball. It's going to be an in-swinger from that far side. The Battery throwing numbers forward into the box. Skylar Thomas, Taylor Mueller and Neville Hackshaw all join in, just leaving Bolt and Angelo Kelly back. It's a good delivery into the box and it's in! It's in! It's Patrick Okonkwo with his second goal of the night! Patrick Okonkwo makes it 4-3 Charleston Battery.
And now you've got to say, what else can this game throw at us? It's a great delivery by Vincenzo. It's a great header. Again, in amongst 3 players. He's rose high above, he's headed it down. I said it's all on the do. All he's got to do is get his head on it. Bang, there you go, in between 2 people. And now you'd like to think that they really will just knuckle in, sit down, get in front, and you know, see if they can hold on to this lead for another thing. But from what I've seen so far, I'm not sure what else we could expect from this game.
Well, it's Patrick Okonkwo. He scored his first USL goal tonight. He's just got his second. And we just missed it out of your screen, but he runs over to the crowd, really gets them going. And he's put Charleston back in the lead in the 75th minute. Derek, we've said it many times tonight, but what a game this has been.
No, this, as I said, you know, this commentary life is great, isn't it? You're seeing something, as I said, we've absolutely seen everything. I'm trying to think what else we could see. If we had an own goal, a dog on the field, what else can we have? We've had a tiger on the field in 2 minutes.
We have had the painted tiger. If you were with us at half-time, the painting that took all but 2 minutes to paint, and now it's going to be Vincenzo Candela over the dead ball again. And you've got to say it was absolutely phenomenal delivery into the box by Candela. And Patrick Okonkwo with 2 headers tonight. What a night it's been for him. Red Bulls 2 though, can they find the response?
And we still have 15 minutes.
15 minutes left to play here at MUSC Health Stadium. It's Poppy Miller alongside Derek Brawley. Again, thank you for joining us for tonight's match, wherever you are. What a match it's been.
Yeah, I think anyone who's signed in for the first night tonight, you'll be back for the next, well, the remainder of the season, because it's been an absolute cracker to watch.
New York Red Bulls 2 have scored 11 goals in their past 5 matches, not of course including this one against Louisville City FC. It was a 6-4 result, and they are used to these high-scoring games.
And as you said, if you'd have said to me after the first 20 minutes that this game would be 4-3, I would never have believed you. But it's turned into a great game. There's some great performances, and as I said, now you know, we've got to see if this young team, New York Red Bulls 2, can come again, or can the experience of the Battery players hold them in good stead and get them across the line in what would be now a great result.
Tanari, the workhorse in the middle of the park for tonight. Lays it across to Lima. And again, it's found its way into the box this time. It's Hackshaw to bring us out. Akwi looking to recycle. Yanes is on the far side. Works it into the box. Aguinaga there with the press. It's Stroud, takes the strike, deflected. And again, it's at the top of the box. The referee's going to wave play on. Okonkwo's dropped back to help out. And Angelo Kelly brings the battery out of the back. Runs into some danger with end arm. The work rate of these players tonight, Derek's been phenomenal for both sides.
Yeah, just for this last 10 minutes, I can understand the theory behind bringing another centre-half on. I think sometimes, though, maybe what you need to do is just play him as a holding midfield player, so you keep your shape, because now the New York Red Bulls too are just finding little pockets where when there's one player there, you pick them up. Now there's two, it's like, which one of us is going to pick them up? So there's, for the first time, I've seen a little bit of indecision. I'm sure it's down to the shape. But as I said, if they get through this game, it's probably something they haven't worked for a long time. It's something they've been forced into, and you're relying on the knowledge of these professional players.
Tanari in the middle, plays it out wide. And Stauffer on the chase. Again into the box, it's Stroud this time. Mueller to clear. Lofty ball up. Okonkwo, the lone striker tonight, but it'll give the battery chance to reset.
And if you look now, as I said, look, just the New York Red Bulls too, is it Butler in particular, he's just finding them little pockets now. No one's actually picked them up, you know, it's like two centre-halves. Well, have you got him, have I got him? And I think when there's just one of you in there, you normally pick them up.
It's into the box again, this time away by Thomas. Picked up on the far side by Stroud. Ground ball in. Barlow is knocking at the door. Stauffer with the strike. And this will give everybody a chance to breathe.
Well, it has, as I said, if you actually look around, no one's leaving their seat tonight. As I said, we still have 10 minutes of a game that's had absolutely everything. So it's been a great night. And I'm sure there'll be one or two more twists to go in this last 10 minutes that will just probably make this game a classic. But you know, as you said in the past, these teams have played, there's always been goals, it's always been open. And as I said, this game certainly hasn't disappointed tonight.
Candela in the middle. Tanari works it with Lima. Aguinaga is there. The foot race is on again. Can they find their way through? Hackshaw, good covering from the captain.
And that's what you need at this stage of the game. Don't you need an old head out there that just knows it says Joe's convinced he won't be running as quickly to get the ball as he was when it was 3-0 down. You know, he'll just be taking his time. Referee will be pushing him as he is there to hurry up. And now Patrick Okonkwo, you know, he'll run all night now because he wants a hat-trick. So he'll run around. If he was 2-0 down, he'd struggle to run. But now he's on a hat-trick. Now he's going to run and run and run and see if he can get his hat-trick. He wants a ball to take home tonight.
He certainly does have a spring in his step. Fans, let me remind you, you can stay up to date with all the best from social media around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele every Friday evening on the USL's social media channels. Lima works it into the box. Barlow's there. Tanari hasn't stopped running tonight in the middle of the park. If you're joining us late, the Battery are playing with 10 men. Tal Brian Anunga shown a straight red card. And we have got just under 10 minutes left to go of regulation here at MUSC Health Stadium. The referee bringing him in the exact spot the ball went out in. Red Bulls too all night have wanted to just keep getting the ball back underway quickly. Okonkwo working hard as the lone striker. Aguinaga up to the top of the box, couldn't get over it. no worries for the battery.
And Okonkwo's, he's shown tonight why he's been put out loan, why he was signed, isn't he? He's worked very, very hard. He's got his 2 goals. He wants his hat-trick. But even there, he's working on the edge of his own 18-yard box, running around. And that's great signs as we come to the business end of the season for the battery. You've got a player like him that's prepared to run and work and coming into form probably at the right time.
Patrick Okonkwo on loan from Atlanta United. His 2nd season with the battery. Loro out of the back, ground ball. Lima looking for the ball through to Tanari, just lifts his hand, right idea, a bit too much pace on it. Barlow showing his fresh legs.
There's Kuzminski again showing his experience, taking it to one side. Game management is so important that you learn, you know, young players, a bit of gamesmanship. It's what's needed at the top level.
And Okonkwo find the legs in him to press. Put in an unbelievable shift tonight. And if you're Mike Anhauser, again, Derek, are you happy to sit in at this point, putting an extra defender in?
Yeah, I think sometimes you can make a decision to change a player and it disrupts you. And I think right now that, you know, when he went to goal, you know, when it went to 3-3, now they've settled in, they've got the goal. You know, now it's like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Let's see if we can get through to the end of the game. And they look much more settled now since they've gone back in front 4-3. That crazy dragging the game back, you know, certainly from off their stride. But now they're sort of back in, they're playing. They look a lot more settled in the last. Since the goal's gone in, they've looked a lot more settled than they were when they were 3-0 up. So I'm sure that he'll be thinking, you know, there's an injury, maybe waste time right at the end. He'll put someone else in there. But certainly, you know, maybe Patrick Okonkwo runs himself into the ground and he's one that comes out. But right now, as I said, I don't think maybe a Gordon Wild possibly could come in and just fill that gap at the last 5-10 minutes.
Well, it looks like John Warnock's going to use his last substitution. Armando Moreno is putting on his strip just out of your camera screen. We'll wait and see who he comes in for. Another attacking player. Started in under 15 for the Red Bulls, an academy player, and has got MLS experience. 3 assists on the season and 9 goals, just coming back from injury. Another one that can make a real impact in the game if he is to come on. Aguinaga on the far side. Solid challenge from the Trinidad and Tobago. The referee is going to hold the play for the substitution to happen. And there you can see confirmation of Armando Moreno making his way on. And off comes Lucas Storfer, who also has had a fantastic night as an outside back, really joining in the attack. Let's see what Moreno can do.
Yeah, Storfer's played really well tonight, hasn't he? He's got up, he's been a fullback, he's got into great advanced positions, he's putting some great balls into the box. And yeah, he's definitely worked his socks off tonight.
Moreno leads Red Bulls 2 with 9 goals on the season so far. 3 assists. It's Tanari. Threads the ball through to him. Can he get a strike away? It's his first touches on the ball. The clearance is there. Loro way off his line.
He's doing the sweeper-keeper scenario now, isn't he? He wants to get up there. There's a player up there.
Attacking changes from John Warnock, taking off an outside back, putting on a striker. The strike is there, off the crossbar. And let's see if anyone can get on the end of it. There is traffic in the box. Aguinaga over on this near side. Moreno can't keep it in play. Well, Derek, you said what else can we possibly see tonight? And well, it's off the bar in the 8-7.
Yeah, no, this is a great strike. I think it's a substitute there. It's a great strike, and it's hit right on the crossbar. Joe Kuzminski was beating all ends up there, and maybe that's a little bit of luck that the battery needed. You know, they've had some decisions that they've filled that have gone against them, and there's that little bit of luck, lady luck, that's just stood up there. Look, it's a great effort, though, by the substitute.
Aguinaga all over the field. in the late going. Can Okonkwo find his way through traffic? Here's Okonkwo, he's on his own. Loses the possession, and it's Red Bulls 2 to go again. Tanari in the middle of the park. Aginaga putting in some work at the top. The Battery finding their defensive shape. Tanari out wide. It's Lima to lay one off. Requi in, and is this in? It is! It's in! New York have tied it up. It's 4-4 with just a couple of minutes left to play here at MUSC Health Stadium, and it's Barlow again with the goal. Another one, Derek, to come out of nowhere. Barlow diverts it.
Yeah.
And what a finish.
It's a great header. It's an absolute great header, but I think Joe Kuzminski will be a little bit disappointed in himself. He's a little bit too far up his line, and it wasn't the great, it's a great header towards goal, but it didn't come in with a great deal of power.
It's Tom Barlow again with the goal. 4-4 here at MUSC Health Stadium in the 89th minute. 8 goals in total tonight. And if you're joining us late, it's the Battery that are playing with just 10 men. It's Okonkwo to pick it up. Runs into danger. The referee's going to wave play on. The fans are very unhappy.
That's a strange decision there. And I think, is that Barlow with his hat trick? I think he's had 3. I mean, the game's been so crazy, we're trying to work out. He's got, I think that's all 3.
Barlow with 3 came on as a substitute, and he has got the hat trick tonight.
So, no, I mean, the young lad's come on, he's made, you know, this will be a game he won't forget when he's come in. He's only been on for about 20 minutes. He's scored 3 goals and 2 very good ones and a penalty. It shows you the confidence of the lad to come off the bench and get involved.
Well, he started with the penalty. It's him that's got the hat trick tonight.
Any young player out there that ever moans about being a substitute can use this as an inspiration for him. When you come on, make a difference, make an impact.
Just 23 years old. A rookie out of Wisconsin. Stroud. Red Bulls 2 still knocking at the door. And if you are joining us late, it was the Charleston Battery 3-0 up at half-time. 4-4 here now. Tanari looking to get the strike away. It takes the deflection. Can Kuzminski keep it in bounds? Yes, he can.
Now I think Kuzminski, he wants someone to do a forward run right now, but I think, as I said, right now you actually think to yourself, let's just keep it in. Although Swanson's going to come in, I think, for the last 3 minutes and just try and manage this game out.
Well, there's the confirmation. 3 minutes left to play here. The referee has given that one in favour of the visitors. It was Okonkwo up with him. And the referee is going to allow the substitution to happen. It's Ian Sponterson. And we'll just get another look at that.
Yeah, no. As I said, I think the referee hasn't blazed himself in glory with the home fans tonight. There's been a few decisions that, you know, that they'll feel very challenging. And, you know, he's definitely had influence in this game, hasn't he? The game's definitely changed from a couple of decisions. And, you know, with 2 minutes to go, we're still not sure how this game's going to end up.
We can feel another goal in it. It's going to be an attacking substitution. Patrick Okonkwo with 2 goals tonight is going to make way for the 6'6" striker Ian Sponterson. And let's see if the scores are going to remain the same for the final few minutes. It's Stroud into the box. Again, there's traffic there. Away by Archer. Both Anhauser and Wozniak up off their bench below us, just out of your screen. Lima puts the delivery into the back post. Kuzminski comes away and gets a fingertip on it. Does just enough. Endom, for the first time, has joined in the attack. Just really shows the mentality of this side, Derek.
No, I mean, as I said, the game's had absolutely everything. It's been an absolute thriller to watch. As I said, the neutral players, and I don't think it's over yet.
Could this be a chance? It's Kelly. Can he pick out Sponterson? He's fighting as much as he can. the referee is going to give the Battery a free kick. Akwi takes down Kelly. And you've got to give Angelo Kelly all the credit there. He was absolutely on his own. And Akwi will get a yellow card for that challenge.
Yeah, this is great determination, especially at this stage of the game. Look, he's pulled him over. And you have to say, if there is a soccer god there, you know, the Battery now are going to use all their powers to try and get it and try and get out of here with a victory that they'd have to say they would think they're thoroughly deserving.
Oh, what an absolute atmosphere it is here at MUSC Health Stadium. It's going to be Vincenzo Candela over the dead ball. He was the one that assisted Patrick Okonkwo's header. And if anyone can put in the delivery, it's this guy right here. We are just about up with stoppage time. This possibly could be the last kick of the game. Candela, cool, calm and collected, and if this goes in, Derek, it's going to almost be movie-like. Vincenzo Candela with the ball into the box. It's going to run through to the back post. And it awkwardly takes a bounce off the corner flag.
There's a corner
And
now.
here we go again. The game is not over. The referee just having a glance at his watch, but it's going to be Vincenzo Candela again to take it from this side. This time it's going to be an outswinger. The fans are going wild below us. Mike Hanhauser up off his bench, giving direction. The 6'6" striker on Evan Lauro in the box. It's Candela into the box, in at the near post. It comes through. Can Thomas get the shot off again? Another chance for Thomas at the back post. He replays in. Kelly's there! And it's in! Charleston Battery!
No, he's not give it. Or does he give it? He's not give it.
And he's not giving it, Derek. And are we still playing is the question.
What's going on? It's chaos.
It's absolute manic here at MUSC Health Stadium. We're not sure if the game's been called.
No,
There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on below us. Evan Lauro very upset. Let's see if we can actually know what the score is here. Lauro, Taylor Mueller. I think it's been a very heated game, Derek, and it looks like there is going to be a bit of back and forth.
The referee's left the game.
So the referee is off the field.
Players are fighting. Police are involved.
Both coaches are on the field below us. And to be honest, we're not sure if he's given that goal or if he hasn't.
No one's aware.
We're going to stay with you until we can actually get you a score.
Yeah. We don't know if the referee's given the goal or not.
So at the minute, we're assuming it's 4-4. The teams have separated. The referees have left the field. That is the end of the game.
I think there's a little bit of confusion now. No one's really sure what's going on. And we'll see.
So the referees were the first ones off the field. A very unusual game.
It's not an unusual, it's an under. Here we go. So I think we're on highlights.
Let's take a look at the goals we know counted. So this was the first one. It was a Tula-Guerra to open the scoring. There he is celebrating with Patrick Okonkwo, always bringing some dance moves to the celebration. Patrick Okonkwo with the second, his first USL goal. It was an absolute beauty. Diving header, you can just see what it meant to him there. Tula-Guerra rushes for the celebration. Here comes the third. It's a Tula-Guerra one-on-one with Evan Lauro. Cool, calm and collected. He makes it 3 at half-time, and this is when it all changes, Derek.
And everyone's thinking, this is the big decision in the game. You know, and then everything goes absolutely crazy. And I still think there's people in the stadium that don't really know what the score is. I'm assuming it's 4-4, and as I said, the players are going around clogging it up. So, yeah, unbelievable game of soccer. I've never been to a soccer game when I've finished and I don't know what the score is. Although I'm assuming it's 4-4.
Well, here comes the other goals that we were talking about. It was Barlow that found his way through the back line, just communicating back and forth with our communications director, who isn't sure of the score either. Here comes the goal from Okonkwo to make it 2 on his night.
And at this stage, the Battery were back in front. They calmed down. They were starting to play. And then we get this other goal to make it 4-4. And then it was all the communication. So here's the fourth goal, 4-4.
And here it is. So it looks like it's ended 4-4 here at MUSC Health Stadium. What a night it's been. And what a game it's been. On behalf of Poppy Miller, Derek Broadley, the entire broadcast crew, thank you so much for joining us for tonight's match. 4-4 is your final result. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.